You got a minute? Hello, Feral friends. I'm your host, Savannah Montana. Welcome back to Feral. It is a Feral Friday after all, and Merry fucking Christmas, you beautiful soul. I hope you had the best holiday, the best Christmas. You got all the gifts, you got all the love and the family and the attention and just the Christmas spirit. Maybe you hung out with the Grinch this Christmas and maybe you didn't. I don't know. I'm feeling a little Scroogey myself, if I'm honest, this holiday season, but that's not what this episode is about today. Today, we're going to talk about not feeling guilty. We're going to talk about passing the gifts and not the guilt. We're giving gifts this season. It is the season of gift giving, not guilt giving. We don't want any of that shit. The obligations, the nonsense behind it, how we feel, the fixing, the posing, all of the things that we do when we're around our family for the holidays. Maybe you're in a lovely family and you guys are super close and you hang out all the time and it's just beautiful inside and out, but maybe you're not. Maybe you're a little bit disconnected. Maybe you're far away. Maybe you've changed a lot and the holidays just aren't the same for you. We touched a little bit on this around the Thanksgiving episode, but we're going to get back into it for Christmas because Christmas is a whole nother ballgame, ladies and gentlemen. And Christmas doesn't fuck around, okay? And neither do we. So we are giving gifts this holiday season. And speaking of giving gifts, I'm going to take you on a little journey of my own for gift giving this holiday season. So it's the day after Christmas. I hope you guys crushed it. I am currently on a flight to New York City. Bum, bum, ba-da-da. Yeah, I'm super excited. So follow along on social media and you guys will catch all the craziness that I'm getting myself into in the Big Apple, in what do they call it? They call it the concrete jungle. Yes, that is where I'm at. That is where I'm going. So anyway, back to the gift giving. So this year, I didn't know what to get Will. And I'm not going to ask him what to get him because he'll just say nothing. That's what guys say, right? They're like, I have everything that I want. That's what I said actually this year. I was like, I have everything that I want. I don't need anything. Okay, love you, bye. But no, so I didn't ask him and I wasn't going to ask him. So I'm like, I know my fiance, okay? I can get him a baller gift. So a few months back, he had mentioned this bracelet, that I would have never guessed that he would have liked. And he said that he liked it. And he was like, I'm into this bracelet. I think it's super cool. Like, I want to get one. Okay, cool. Never heard him talk about it ever again. So it was like a super big risk to get him this gift. Okay, so anyway, where was I? This bracelet, cool. So fast forward all the way to Christmas. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to get this man. And so I thought of the bracelet that he had mentioned in passing. And I was like, I'm going to get this bracelet. Cool. So I look it up. I'm like, where is this store? And I remember it's Von Cleef and Arpels. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this before, but I was looking it up and I was like, I'm pretty sure I've seen one in Palm Beach, like walking on Worth Ave. But it didn't pop up on Google. So I like specifically searched that area and sure as shit, they had a boutique there. Fabulous. I live much closer to Palm Beach than I do to Miami and I was trying to avoid driving to Miami. So I was gonna go. What day was it? I don't know. The day doesn't matter. I didn't end up going. So I was like, I'm gonna just go the next day. I'll go first thing in the morning as soon as they open up. I'll head down there. Cool. So I get there at like 11:30 in the morning. It was actually 11:33 to be exact. And I walk into the store and I say, hi, I'm looking for a bracelet. It's the black onyx 18 karat gold motif. I don't even know. I was like, it's a black and gold bracelet and it's what he wants. So she goes, no way. And I said, yes way. That's what I'm looking for. Why? What's up? She goes, we literally just sold the last one first thing this morning. We boxed it up about 30 minutes ago. I go, no, you didn't. Judy, Joanne, Sabrina. I don't even remember her name at this point. I was like, that didn't happen. You're joking, right? This is not happening, okay? And fuck me for not calling. Call ahead and be like, hey, do you have this? Instead of driving all the way down there and be like, they're going to have exactly what I need because apparently this is a really big deal. This bracelet is like a very big, hot commodity, which I didn't realize. I thought it was just some random bracelet that he liked. Don't know. I don't think he even knows. So I'm like, okay, we're in a bind. What do I do? She said, call them and see if they can source it for you. Even if, like, if you order it, I don't know if it's going to be here by Christmas. And I was like, listen, lady, I'm going to get it here before Christmas if it's the last thing that I do. Because gift giving is my love language, for those of you who don't know. So now I'm on a mission. Now the universe has challenged me and has put me on a mission. And I'm very excited about this mission. So I do the rest of my holiday shopping. I'm walking up and down Worth Ave, stop into all the spots, get a bunch of other gifts, and call Von Cleef's. Like, headquarters, let's go. I need this bracelet. So I get on the phone with these people, and she said, there is a bracelet available, but the only bracelet that is available is in Bal Harbour. It's the only bracelet that you're looking for that's in the state of Florida. And I was like, groovy. Didn't want to drive all the way to Miami, but saddle up, baby. Let's go. Okay, cool. So then while I'm on the phone with Van Cleef, they're like, do you want me to give you the number? I was like, yes, of course, Cynthia. I want you to give me the number. What is the number to the Bal Harbour location? So she gives me the number. I call them, no answer. I call them again, no answer. I call them again, no answer. So I leave a voicemail. I'm not confident at this point. I'm like, these people aren't going to call me back because apparently they're just selling bracelets up the wazoo and they don't have time to take my call. Cool. No big deal. Fast forward to the next day, I'm at the shooting range with Will and I'm waiting for this location to open because I'm like, I'm going to be the first bitch to call in today. I'm like, if it's the last thing that I do, I'm going to get this bracelet. So I call with high hopes. I'm like, waiting. They're going to open. I called early just in case. I was like, maybe they open early today and they'll just take my call early, I think I called 3 times before 11 a.m. They didn't answer until 11 a.m. But at 11 a.m., I called and the lovely Lola answered the phone. And I was like, Lola, my girl, my beautiful Christmas angel, I'm looking for a bracelet. And I need to know that you have it there because I literally called the headquarters of your company and asked about the bracelet. And they said the only location in the state of Florida that has it is yours. So I'm confident that you have this bracelet and I need it and I need to know that you didn't sell. Okay. And she goes, I don't think we have any of those at this location, but let me check. I'm like, okay, put me on hold. I'll hold for 30 minutes if you need me to. Just triple check, double check, quadruple check, do all the checking that you can because I need to know. I need to know that you have this bracelet. She gets back on the phone. We don't have it. I'm like, what do you mean that you don't have it, Lola? They literally told me you're the only location in the state of Florida that has the frickin' bracelet. Don't have it. Okay, cool. Well, let me take down your information, do all the things. So I give her all my information. I'm like, text me, call me if anything happens. She goes, and the same lady in Palm Beach said the exact same thing. She said, we get shipments in all the time randomly, like every couple days. We don't know what we're getting. We don't know what pieces are coming in. It's totally random. But if one pops up, give me your information. I can call you back and you can come and pick it up. Okay, cool. So I did the same thing with Lola. I'm like, Lola, take all my shit. If something crazy happens, let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to call back headquarters. So I'm like, hey, Von Cleef, Savannah, Montana, just dialing in again. Where is this bracelet in the United States? And she's like, most people that I'm seeing are pre-ordering the bracelet. And I was like, pre-ordering? Okay. She goes, yeah, you can pre-order it and it'll be to you within 3 to 9 months. 3 to 9 months? It's a Christmas present. And I'm usually the girl that gets everybody's Christmas presents in November. Like, I'm so dialed in for the holidays. I'm telling you guys, I'm Scrooge this year. I am the Grinch that stole Christmas. I am so uninterested. It's not even funny. But, so that's my fault. Can't hate on anybody for that. That was fully me, my lack of responsibility. So then I'm like, is there any of these bracelets in New York? Because we're going to be in New York right after the holidays. Like, I can pick it up there or I can have them overnight ship it to me. Like, I got to get this bracelet. She's like, no, they're completely sold out. I'm like, so is everywhere in the world just completely sold out or whatever? Yeah, apparently, but apparently not. So I go on with the rest of my Christmas shopping for that day. I don't drive to Miami. I go to Boca. I'm at the mall. I'm shopping, yada, yada, yada. I'm actually texting with Will's mom And because I was going to have her go to Miami with me, I was like, hey, if you need to do any Christmas shopping, you can ride over there with me and we'll go knock it out of the park, because I might have to go down there to pick up the bracelet. No, didn't have to do that. Great. So the same time that I'm texting her, I was like, false alarm. I'm at Boca Mall. You can come meet me here if you want to do any Christmas shopping after church. I'm here. Holla at you, girl. At that same time, I saw that I have a missed text message. And my missed text message is from a random number. But the random number is Lola. And the text message reads, Savannah, how are you? How soon are you able to come pick it up? Question mark. I was like, oh my God, it's a Christmas fucking miracle. It's a Christmas miracle. Like, I have a good relationship with the man upstairs, the universe, my spirit guides, my guardian angels. Everybody's communicating. They're like, Savannah, you get a bracelet. You get the bracelet. You get the bracelet. Only you get the bracelet. Literally, the lady at headquarters was like, even if a bracelet came in, you would be in line because people are pre-ordering it. So there's a line just to get it. And I was like, no, Lola, I'm on my way. I'm coming right now. I'm coming to get the bracelet. What time do you need me to be there? I can drive as fast as possible. So then I text Will's mom back and I'm like, false alarm again. They just called, they just texted, I'm heading down to get the bracelet in Miami. Do you want to come to Bal Harbour with me to Christmas shop? And by the way, driving down there, I'm like, there's no way that this happened. Like, I'm going to get there, I'm going to drive all the way there, and it's going to be the wrong bracelet, and I'm going to be devastated. I'm like, this isn't the one that I was talking about, you know? So whatever. So when we get to the store, and I meet Lola. And literally, as we walk in the door, I even took videos of this and everything, because what a time to be alive. We walk in the door, and a kid walks in after, and he's like, I was like, I'm looking for Lola. My name's Savannah. I have an appointment. I'm here to pick up a bracelet. A kid, probably my age, walks in and goes to the same guy. He's like, I'm going to go get her. So I'm waiting for her to come out. And he's like, hey, I'm looking for the onyx yellow gold 5-motif bracelet. And the guy at the counter introduces the kid who wants the bracelet to Lola as she's walking out. And they're having a whole conversation in front of me. And I'm like, hello, hi, me? Hi. I literally go, Lola? And she turns around. I was like, hi, Lola, Savannah, the bracelet? And she goes, oh, yes, come here. And he goes, oh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. Yes, she was asking for you. Dude almost sold the freaking bracelet right out from under me. So anyways, we get there, we sit down. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so glad that you're here. I can't even tell you that literally just today, 5 people have come in asking for this bracelet. And I was like, I have it, but she's literally on her way to come pick it up. I don't know what it is about maybe it like shits gold. Like when you wear it, you just poop gold. Or what? Or you just like make more money? I don't know what it is about this bracelet that everybody has to have it, but the bottom line is she lays it out on the table, totally untouched, wrapped up in a beautiful box with the little tag on it. And she's like, I can't even believe that it came in. As soon as an order came in today, I was like, hey, can you guys, let's check what's in it, because it was only 4 pieces. It was like 2 earrings, a necklace, and I shit you not, the bracelet that you were looking for. That's when I texted you immediately. It was like, I can't even believe that the bracelet showed up, but are you coming to get it? And she's like, can you be here today? I was like, be here today. I'm going to be there right now. Because she texted me to even put a deposit on. She's like, you can put 50% up front and then I can hold it for you. And I was like, you're not holding it for me. I'll give you 50% up front, but I'm driving to pick it up right now. So get your wrapping paper ready. Let's go. So that's my crazy holiday story for gift giving. And it took me a really long time to get through it, but I hope that you enjoyed it, because if you ever get a gift from Savannah, Montana, just know that so much thought goes into it, because I love gift giving and I'm pretty good at it. And apparently I have a really great relationship with the gift gods, because they were like, this bitch, she's going to get it because she's determined and she's willing and she's able and she's on it. And I got the bracelet. So that's my story. That was a lot. That was a really, really long version of a really not so long story. Actually, it was. That was like a 4-day ordeal that I went through in order to get this bracelet, and it worked out in the end. So I guess the moral of the story is give gifts, receive gifts, and stay determined, stay driven. If you really, really want something and you're willing to go out and get it quite literally and communicate with the world and the universe and the gift gods, you can have it too. You gotta do the work, baby. So my Christmas was spectacular as far as the gift giving. The gift giving on my end went superb. All right, so if you guys are listening to this episode and you're feeling a little bit hungover from the holidays and the obligations and the guilt and the stress and the pressure and all the fluff that goes along with the holidays, then this episode is for you, my love, my sweet, my little Christmas cherub. And for those of you that are listening that don't celebrate Christmas, welcome anyways. Welcome anyways. We're happy to have you. Post-holidays is exhausting a little bit, isn't it? Is it just me, or are you so glad that the holiday is over? I feel like there's so much that goes into it, whether you're the person hosting or you're the person doing all the gift getting, or if you're getting gifts for other people, not just receiving all the gifts. Let me clarify, because maybe those people exist too. I don't know. If you're going somewhere for the holidays, or you're doing all the planning, or you're doing all the cooking, I don't know. It's just, there's so much that goes on with the holidays, and it can be stressful. It can be exhausting. And some people are looking back on yesterday and saying, God, I'm so glad that's over. It was so fun, and I'm so glad I got to see everyone, but I'm also glad that it's over. Sometimes we feel guilty during the holidays, and it could be guilt about our lives or who we are, or who we've become, or maybe we just have made up thoughts in our head of what people think of us, what our friends, what our family, what those kinds of feelings come up around the holidays because you're back around everybody that's known you since you were this big, probably. So there can be a lot of guilt in how your life looks now, or what you're doing with your life now, or maybe just not showing up. It could be you feel like you're disappointing people by not showing up physically on the holiday, or just not showing up in the old version of yourself that you used to be, which can then build resentment. And so you can have underlying tension with people in your family during the holidays based on real information, or based on the unknown, because maybe you guys have some beef from the past. You haven't seen each other in a couple years, and then you see each other for the holidays and you don't know where you stand. There's a plethora of things that it could be. The overstimulation of the holidays alone is just a lot. There's just so much going on. And if you're an empath like me, when you're in a room like that, you can feel everybody's energy, and it's exhausting. It is downright exhaustion to be around that many different personalities and not know what to do, or not know how to handle it, or not know how to communicate, or just be so overwhelmed and overstimulated that you're like, holy shit, I just want to crawl under a rock and take a nap. Can somebody wake me up when it's over? You know? The holiday crash is completely normal. So if any of you guys are feeling that way, don't stress out. It's fucking normal. And I feel that way too. A little bit of everything. Like I said a little bit earlier, I've been the Grinch that stole Christmas this year. I have been a total Scrooge. I am not on my A game for the holidays. It's just an internal thing that's going on with me. I don't know if it's because it's the year of the snake and we're going into the year of the horse and my life is about to drastically change. I have no idea, but I felt a little bit of all of those things. I boycotted Thanksgiving. I avoided Christmas Eve. Kind of Christmas too. I don't think I'm going to make plans for New Year's Eve because I'm just like, I'm over it. I'm over the shit. I just kind of want to, I don't know. I don't even know what I want. I don't really know what I want these holidays. I'm going to go disconnect and just goose frog on my way through New York City. Okay. I think there can be a lot of pressure to be grateful, and I hope that we are all naturally grateful. I'm a very grateful person. So being in a position or in a time in my life where I'm kind of anti-holiday and I kind of just want to be left alone is very weird and abnormal for me personally. And it has caused me to question my gratitude because I'm like, my life is so beautiful and, I couldn't ask for more. So by avoiding the holidays and avoiding my friends and family and being my, usual bubbly Santa's little helper kind of personality for the holiday, I feel like I'm not being grateful during the seasons this year of celebrating the holiday. So I think there's a lot of pressure to be grateful. And it's even conversations that I've had with my fiance about, oh, we're going to New York City and we're going to do this whole trip and it's going to be so much fun and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm over here like, honestly, I could totally skip the holidays and no one say Merry Christmas or Happy New Year. And I would be fit as a fiddle come January 1st, you know? So, and that I have to watch what I say and how I say it, because other people, like someone that close to you, being your significant other, can internalize that and be like, oh my gosh, she's not grateful. She's not excited. She's not happy about this trip. She's da-da-da-da-da, all the things that might go on in his head. And I'm like, whoa, slow down. I'm grateful for the trip. I'm so excited. I can't freaking wait to go. But I'm just going through something personal that I don't quite understand. So I think there is a lot of pressure to be grateful, even when you're just trying to figure out your own feelings around the holiday and what is going on. Other people might add pressure to you without even knowing that they're doing it. And it's not their intention. They're internalizing your feelings as well. So I think just focusing on being grateful and being happy and reminding people in those conversations, if you're open enough with the people around you in your family or your friend groups or inside of your own personal relationship, to say, hey, this is how I'm feeling. I'm not sure how this is going on with me. I don't really know how to handle it. I don't know what to do, X, Y, and Z, so that they understand that you're coming from a good place and saying, also, this has absolutely nothing to do with you. I've never felt this way before. I've never gone through this before. So just bear with me. It's not about you. It's completely about me. And I'm just sharing so that you don't freak out too. But I am grateful for everything that I have. I need to get this off my chest. And then hopefully your person or your family member or your friend can understand that on a human level and not give you added pressure where it's not needed. Side note, how are we liking my holiday onesie? Haven't thrown on this puppy in about 3 years, but feeling fab. I'm feeling Groovy Tuesday. Super duper. So I hope that you guys are enjoying it. And my Feral merch hat, my new beanie. I think there's also a stigma or a pressure, if you will, to be agreeable and available. And they're kind of the ugly sisters. You have to agree with what everybody says. Like if somebody's opinion is different than yours at the table or around the Christmas tree and you're just like, I don't really agree with that. It could be political. It could be personal. It could be just whatever some random opinion is. And you feel like you have to agree with what everybody says. I'm guilty of that. And I'm sure that a lot of listeners are. You guys don't have to people please all the time. We talk about people pleasing all the time on this show because we're all guilty of it. We all do it at some aspect. But I think being agreeable with everybody during the holidays is just kind of exhausting. And I feel like we have a pressure to because we just want to keep the peace. You know, there's peacekeepers in the family. There's peacekeepers in the friend group. And just, oh, yep, I totally agree, 100%. I do that shit all the time. I'm better about it now because if I'm agreeing with you, I probably just agree with you. But there are definitely moments, and definitely in family dynamics, where I'm more agreeable than I should be. And I think that's very, very specific around the holidays. So it's something that we should work on. Also being available, the ugly sister to being agreeable. Like I told you guys, I boycotted Thanksgiving this year, and not because I have anything against my family. Like I said, it's something internal that's going on with me, but you don't have to be available for everybody all the time. Period, point blank, that's it. On business, you do not have to do that. You have to be available for yourself, and you don't owe anybody an explanation for not showing up to a party, to a holiday gathering, to a dinner, to Christmas, Christmas Eve, New Year's, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. I don't care what it is. You don't owe somebody an explanation because you didn't arrive. If you want to give them an explanation, you can, but you don't owe it to them. You don't have to be available for every little thing that goes on, every party, every cheers, every toast, every celebration. It's just too much sometimes. And during the holidays, you guys have time off too. It's everybody's time off to spend how they want. to spend it how they wish. If they want to go out of town, if they want to be with their families, if they want to throw parties, if they want to sit on their couch and eat fucking Cheetos and watch Netflix, let them do it. You don't need to know why. You don't need to question it. You can do that. Nobody needs to ask you. Do what you want to do. It's everybody's time off. It's the holidays, so spend them how you want. You don't have to make yourself available to every person who invites you to do something. RSVP if you want to go. If you don't, kindly decline. Do you guys ever feel like the holidays amplify the old roles that you used to play? Like the version of yourself that you used to be when you were in high school or when you were in college or when you had this job or when you had that job or when you were dating this specific person. There's so many different identities that we have as we grow and change and evolve into the people that we are today, right? So I don't know if you guys have ever felt this way, but I feel like sometimes when I go home, I get warped back into old Savana. And old Savana for me in that time warp is Savana from high school, which Savana from high school was so fucking cool. Just kidding. She wasn't. I mean, I liked her. I liked her a lot because she was feral as fuck. But she was just, I was a problem child. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like I was always being told what to do. And it was like, I wasn't good at being told what to do, which was probably why I was such a problem in high school. But I feel like when I go home for the holidays, I'm immediately 17 again, which was like the best year of my life. So I can't complain too much, but it's like, it's a different stigma. It's like, you're the kid in the house again. And I'm like, hold on a second, fast forward, I'm pushing 30. So I'm different. I've changed. I've evolved. And I feel like we revert back into the old versions of ourselves. Maybe you're the party animal in your family. Maybe you're the fixer. Maybe you're the peacekeeper. Maybe you're the don't rock the boat person. Maybe you're the rock the boat person. I feel like I'm a boat rocker. It's okay. I'm working on it. Who are you in your family dynamic? And when you go home, do you feel like you revert back to that even though you've become such a different version of yourself and you're so far from that person? I feel like that sometimes. Not all the times, but I think the holidays kind of bring that out. And feeling like you have to go back into that version of yourself, or you're back in that space, you're in that house, you're in that dynamic, you're around your elders, you're around your aunts and uncles, you're around siblings, cousins, all this stuff. And you're like, all right, I'm back in the totem pole of this big ass family. And how do I fit in? How do I play a role? Well, I play the role of who I used to be. So coming in and standing on business and saying, this is who I am now. This is who I am today. This is how I'm showing up, because this is how I show up in my life when I'm not home. This is how I show up in my life when it's not the holidays. This is how I show up for my friends and family now as the new version of myself, or this identity that I currently have and that I live in right now in real time. But that can come with a lot of guilt. It can come with a lot of pressure. It can come with a lot of stress, because you're stepping out of an old shell and you're saying, hey, that shell doesn't belong to me anymore. This is the skin that I'm in. And you might get judgment for that. You might get hard questions. You might have uncomfortable conversations just by being your new and improved self. But I think it's important for us not to allow the outside voices or opinions or comments or looks to make us go back into that old shell. Stay in the new shell, stay in the new skin. This is who you are now, and show them that person. Whether your family members or your friends like that version of you during the holidays or not, when you're home, they need to learn to appreciate the person that you are now. And if they can't, it's not your fault. And you can't be disappointed by other people's expectations of you. If they're disappointed in the person that you become, if they're jealous of the person that you become, if they're envious of the person that you become, if they love the person you become, great. But if they don't, it's totally okay. Just make sure to continue to be that person, whether it's the holidays or not. You need to show up for yourself and show up for the new version that you've created, that you've worked so hard to become, because it's not easy. Just don't revert back into that old timeline just because it's the holidays, just because it makes other people comfortable, because it's easier to have conversations, it's easier to be agreeable, it's easier to make yourself available as a past you. It's not the way to go. Guilt often shows up when you disappoint expectations, not when you do something unethical. Wrongdoing does not equal discomfort. Just be yourself. It can be uncomfortable, but those are not two and the same. Am I making sense? You can love people deeply. We love our family. We love our friends. We love the holidays. We love being around. But you can love deeply and stop overextending yourself at the same time. Guilt is not a moral authority, okay? Not by any means is it a moral authority to feel guilt. I feel like guilt is commonly misconstrued with being a good person. And if you're a good person, you probably oftentimes feel guilty. There's like this little Jiminy Cricket that just sits on our shoulder and is like, do this and do that, and this is the right thing to do, and we're always just fucking doing the right thing. But we feel like shit. We're doing the right thing, but we feel so much guilt because, oh, what if they don't like this? And what if they don't like that? And what if they say this? And what if they think this? And what if this isn't what they meant, but that's what I was trying to do? And then it just got confused and stop it. Stop it right now. It's exhausting feeling that much guilt. It's exhausting being the good person all the time. Not everybody's good, okay? And they're shit happy, okay? So can we take a little page out of their book and maybe be a little more bad to the bone? Just kidding. No, don't be bad. Be good. But be good without having to feel the guilt. You don't need to feel guilty by being a good person. And I think a good indicator is if you're doing the right thing and you're being a good person and you're treating people well, and it's the holidays, you're gift giving, you're showing up, you're being your authentic self, and you're standing on your own business, but you start to feel guilty, I think that the guilt should be the indicator that you're being too agreeable. You're making yourself too available. You're overextending. You're people pleasing at that point. So when you start to feel guilty and you start to feel that sense of overwhelmness, maybe kick it back a couple notches and just like, nah, I'm good. Like I don't totally agree with that, or I don't really want to do that thing, or I don't want to have that conversation because I'm just not here for it. Whatever that is, just pull yourself back in, because the guilt can be extremely exhausting and overstimulating, especially around the holidays. Hi, I'm Savana, Montana, and I'm a former people pleaser. Guilty as charged. Everybody claps. Okay. Glad we got that out of the way. I also think as a former people pleaser that we condition ourselves to feel guilt, because it's almost as if we use the guilt as a control mechanism. And it's kind of masochism in a sense. Like we're making ourselves feel bad based on information we don't actually know yet. We might not ever know, but we feel guilty about the unknown. We feel guilty about what somebody might feel like for instance, giving someone a gift and they're like, oh my gosh, I love it so much. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this gift. Mwah. And then you walk away and you're like, well, what if I didn't spend enough on it? Maybe they didn't really like it. Do you think that they were just saying that? Or, oh my gosh, I got them a gift and they didn't get me one. So now you feel guilty because you showed up and you showed out and you came with fucking class, baby. And they didn't. You're like, but you genuinely don't care that you didn't get a gift. You're like, I actually don't care. Like, I just love you and I saw this and it made me think of you and I got it for you. That's it. That's where it ends. So then you're like, oh my gosh, am I making them feel guilty because they didn't get me a gift, but I got them a gift? And now I feel guilty for getting them a gift because I didn't communicate that we were doing a gift exchange, but it was really not that big of a deal. And I just... down the rabbit hole we go. We've all been there. If you are a people pleaser and you feel guilty about this kind of shit, we are one and the same, okay? And I get it. I feel you. But we can't do that to ourselves because it really is a sense of control in a way. And we don't want to be controlling. We don't want to control the unknown because it's physically impossible and we're just going to drive ourselves crazy. There are only two real indicators of true remorse and conditioned guilt, okay? True remorse is when you cause somebody pain. If you cause somebody harm, if you cause somebody physical harm, emotional harm, anything like that, and then you feel bad about it, you should feel bad about something like that. Like, don't call your sister the C word at the table on Christmas morning, okay? That's going to hurt her feelings. Whether she was being one or not, that's another story. But that hurts. If you hit somebody with the car in the driveway because they pissed you off and you didn't really just slide on ice, that you should feel sorry for that. That was bad. That was like not the right move. The car was not really in neutral. We hit you with the car because we were mad. Bad. You should feel bad. That is true remorse, and you should feel bad. On the other side, conditioned guilt. Here we go. You choose yourself. Conditioned guilt is choosing yourself. And it feels guilty because it feels selfish. It feels selfish. And I don't know if you guys were raised anything like me, but being selfish was not a cool thing to do. People being selfish was just not all right. It was just not something, I wasn't brought up into that. So learning to be selfish later in life as an adult has an entirely new meaning, because there's a good way to be selfish and there's a bad way to be selfish. But when you're choosing yourself and being selfish, it's a good thing as long as it's doing good to you and it's not physically, emotionally, or verbally hurting other people. Just by being yourself and showing up for you and choosing yourself, if it affects other people and they're internalizing it, that is 100% on them. But you choosing yourself is something that you should be doing. It's something that you need to be doing. You're not doing it to hurt anybody. You're just finally putting yourself first. I didn't learn that until my late 20s, okay? And you can learn that much sooner than I did. But choosing yourself can be a conditioned guilt trip, basically, because you're valuing yourself. And it makes other people look at you different or treat you different or act different or say different things to you that they normally wouldn't. And I think that especially around the holidays or being around your family and being a different version and showing up differently kind of brings this kind of personality out in other people, and you're forced to face it. But don't hide from yourself. Don't not focus on yourself. Don't not be true and authentic and honest with the people that you love the most just because they got uncomfortable. It's interesting that when you decide to change and you decide to grow and you become a different version of yourself, that people, the closest people to you, have all this shit to say. They have all this shit to say because they're uncomfortable that you're changing in the role that they had you placed in their life. That's not your responsibility to hold that box. I don't live in a box, okay? And people do. We box people into our lives and we're like, you fit here and you fit here and you're great there and I don't really hang out with you. And we do it. All of us do it. I'm guilty of it too. It's a thing. But it's so uncool. And don't let somebody else box you in, and also learn with yourself to not box other people in. If other people are growing and changing and they want to change their life, be there to support them. That's what you do when you love people. That's what you do when you care about people. Be that gift this holiday season. Support somebody's wins. Support somebody's life choices. Support somebody's change. That's the kind of gifts that we should be giving, because those are gifts that last a lifetime. You can never give too much love. It's abundant. It never runs out, ever. So for the holidays, for Christmas and for New Year's, that's what I want. I want the gift of appreciation, the gift of abundance, the gift of positivity, the gift of support. Be that person in your family's dynamic. Be that person this holiday. Be that person this New Year. Maybe you weren't that person yesterday at the Christmas party, but you can be that person today, starting right now, the day after Christmas person. That's totally cool. Just all in all, no matter what you do, don't feel guilty for choosing yourself. And if you're unsure of how to do that, just ask yourself, did I lie? No. Did I manipulate someone? No. Did I intentionally hurt someone physically or emotionally? Intentionally being the key word. No. Okay, well, if all of the answers were no to those questions, then you don't have anything to feel guilty for. That you have nothing to be remorseful for. It's a no, no, no. All the answers are no. Then that's just guilt. Then the reality of that is guilt is just your nervous system detoxifying itself. And you're detoxifying yourself from old patterns. And you outgrew those old patterns. Frame it that way. We all love the family traditions and the dynamics, but it's also cool to outgrow those traditions. And you can just have you don't have to have a conversation with your family about it, but you can just choose different things if you want to. Like I had dinner with my friends a couple nights ago, and both couples aren't incorporating Santa with their kids. One has an infant and the other two have two small children, and they're like, no, we're not doing the Santa thing. We think it's fucking weird. And I was like, Santa's weird. Fucking love Santa Claus. But hey, everybody has their different reasons, right? It's cool. You don't have to keep up with family traditions if they're just not for your family. It's totally cool. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but don't feel the pressure from your family to keep something going if it just doesn't fit into the family that you're building, for the life that you're building for yourself. Could be anything. It's super cool to outgrow whatever you've outgrown inside of your family's dynamic that you grew up with. I think it can be a sensitive topic specifically for moms and grandmothers because we're the kind of ones that keep the traditions going, like Santa Claus or the Elf on the Shelf, or I hope no children are watching this episode because I'm breaking hearts out there this holiday season. Shoot, Savannah, shut up. No, just kidding. This podcast is not made for children, okay? I think everybody knows that at this point. My grandmother loves to remind me how many F-bombs I drop. Okay. No, but seriously, if you are changing that, it's going to be hard to have those conversations, be like, hey, we're not doing this. Like, I'm just going to use the Santa Claus one as an example. I can't imagine telling my parents, hey, we're not doing Santa Claus, even though you did that with us and we grew up with Santa Claus. We're not doing it for these reasons, X, Y, and Z. They have to respect that. I mean, they don't have to. They probably won't at first, but ultimately it's your family holiday. It's what you're incorporating. It's what you've outgrown, and you want to create new traditions. And as long as I think as long as you incorporate your family with those holiday traditions that you're incorporating with your kids or your family or your life, that they'll probably be on board, because just feeling included helps them understand. And maybe they have other family members they can do the Santa thing with. I'm just using that as an example because it's the best one I got. But the bottom line is you don't have to stay loyal to anyone in your family over a tradition. Like you can change that and you can create something new for yourself, and don't feel guilty about it. Give them the gift of trying something new, creating a new tradition and allowing them to be a part of it. All right, we're going to play a little game, ladies and gentlemen of the Feral Podcast. We're going to play a game, okay? All right, guys, we're going to play a little game called Guilt or Growth. That is the game of the dizzle of the day, the post-Christmas podcast game. All right, let's activate our feral rapid fire. Here we go. Guilt or growth, saying no to a family event because you're exhausted. Is this guilt or is this growth? That's growth 100%. If you're not doing that, you're being a yes man, and nobody likes a yes man. I don't care what, actually some people do. And those are the people that want you to blow smoke up their ass and be like, oh my gosh, everything I do is amazing. And all you do is just tell me how amazing I am. Yeah, no, I'm not just going to say yes, 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 yes to everything that you want me to do. If I'm exhausted and I'm tired and I don't want to go, the answer is no. And it's not because I love you less. It's because I'm fucking tired. That's it. It's not personal. I just would rather watch The Grinch and be on my couch dressed as I am right now. So I would say that that's growth 100%. Don't feel guilty over that. Make the right decision. If you don't and you decide to go and you're the yes man in the situation, just be aware that the guilt is going to creep in, because you know the scenarios that we just talked about are going to pop up at this event, and you're going to be wishing your hot ass was on the couch dressed like this, watching the frickin' Grinch, okay? Not explaining yourself anymore. Come on, guys. That's an easy one. That's an easy one. It's growth. You should not ever feel guilty. You shouldn't be explaining yourself anyways. We're too damn old. And I don't care if you're 19 or if you're 45. Don't be explaining yourself. You don't owe anybody an explanation for who you are, what you're doing, how you're doing it, if you showed up, if you came with a gift, if you didn't come with a gift. I don't care what it is. Respect yourself first. And know that by respecting yourself first, that will have everybody around you following suit to say, hey, she respects the shit out of herself and she has the balls to say no. Or the balls to say yes. Or the balls to say, I'm not having this conversation with you because I don't owe you an explanation and I don't love you any less, and I'm not being a rude bitch. I'm just telling you what it is and what it's not, and how far I'm willing to indulge into this conversation with you. And the people who love and respect you the most will appreciate that about you. And like I said, they will follow suit. So you're doing yourself a massive favor. Guilt or growth, wanting a quieter holiday. Guilty as charged. I was like, I could literally do nothing this holiday and be fit as a frickin' fiddle, okay? And I won't even get into the family drama around Christmas frickin' Eve because I want to get into the drama with you guys, but we don't have enough time left on this episode for me to spill all the tea, so maybe I'll spill the tea next week. Maybe I'll bring my mom on the show to spill the tea with me. And then we can really have some family drama right here on Feral for all of you to see. Can't make any promises though. But we'll see. I'll see what I can do. Outgrowing traditions that drain you, guilt or growth. I can see why you would feel guilty, to be honest. It's definitely a growth move to make the decision, but I can understand the guilt behind it because you're like, these are the traditions that I grew up with. And usually tradition is you're bringing that specific tradition into the family that you're building or the kids that you're raising or whatever you're doing with your life because it meant something to you. It meant so much to you as a child to have that tradition, and it makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside, right? So I can understand the guilt aspect of not wanting to pull in a family tradition that you once had. There's probably a lot of questions behind why you don't want to pull in that family tradition. And maybe it's because you married into a family that doesn't celebrate certain holidays that you do, or doesn't have the same views, or maybe is religiously inclined in a different direction. And so out of respect for your marriage and raising your kids, you agreed to like change up the tradition. I can see why that would be a guilty thing. So, but by not doing it, it's a growth move. So I'm going to go with the guilt on this one because I can understand why you would feel that way. But I encourage you to use it as growth and change the tradition and do something new and just involve more people and try something different out. You can always revert back if you want to. The tradition is not going anywhere. You can always change your mind. So think about that and use it as a growth move to try something new. Choosing peace over being liked. Last but certainly not least, we know this is growth. Always choose yourself. No, most people aren't going to like you, okay? And I hate to be the bearer of bad news and throw out the spoiler alert, but that's growth in itself. People are just not going to like you. Not everybody's supposed to. It's cool. Not everybody likes me. Actually, I feel like most people probably don't like me. I don't know. You guys like me, and I fucking love you because you love me and I love you. And we just have this aggressive love for one another. And I'm so happy about it. But not everybody's going to like you. And the sooner you figure that out and the faster you can accept it, the happier you will be. You will be attracting peace into your life because you can't make everybody happy. You just can't. Sit on that. Just sit on it, roll around with it. Throw it under your covers, get used to it because people aren't going to like you. Some people will and some people won't, but trying to please everybody and make everybody like you and focus on that is you're going to be so lost in the sauce that you're going to lose your authenticity and you're going to lose your way and you're going to be focused on all the wrong shit. So for the love of God, choose you and don't worry about being liked. The right people will come. By being yourself and being authentic, you automatically attract the kind of energy that you put out into the world. And if what you put out is what you want to receive more of, that's what's going to happen. If you're a shitbag and you're negative and you're angry all the time, you're like, why is nobody nice to me? Because you're an asshole. And you're putting out negativity into the world and your energy emanates. And what you put out is what you attract. So if you want to be liked by people like you, which is cool, then be the person that you want. Be the person that you like. Be the person that you want to be so that you can attract more people like you and people will like you for that. And the people that don't like you for that, as long as you're being true, aren't for you anyway. So screw them. It's cool that not everybody likes us because we wouldn't be as fucking cool as we are if everybody liked us, right? So you might be asking yourself while listening to this episode, how do I stop feeling guilty when I feel like people are disappointed in me? It's hard during the holidays. I totally get it. But just know that disappointment is not danger. Disappointment has a lot to do with expectations. And you might not even know that that person's disappointed in you. And you might know that they are. If you know that they are and it's making you feel guilty and you feel horrible, remember that a lot of times it's a projection of how they feel about themselves. They might be disappointed in you, but they're really just disappointed in themselves for not doing something that you're doing, or have done something or accomplished something that you have. And they're internalizing it and saying like, damn, I didn't do that. And I could have done this and I should have done that. And well, she did this or he did that. And why didn't I? So maybe people are just projecting onto you their own disappointment with themselves. I think a lot of times people aren't really disappointed in others. I think that they internalize information and they see it as a reflection. And instead of owning it and having that conversation with themselves, they in turn, without even realizing maybe, that they're making other people feel bad about who they are and who they've become, because they didn't show up for themselves. Maybe they didn't choose themselves soon enough in life. Maybe they didn't make all the right choices. That's okay. Remember, and if you're that person, you can change your mind. You can change your life whenever you want. Literally, you guys can change your life whenever you want. You can change your mind. You have control of that. But don't allow other people to make you feel guilty or feel like you're disappointed, because one, it could be totally false information. We tend to get in our heads and we analyze and we psychoanalyze and we obsess over shit that we actually don't know at all. We have no idea what people are thinking about us or what they're doing with their lives, but we think we do because we think we know everything. But that's not totally true. So just don't allow yourself to feel too guilty about it. And if you have the cojones, go and have a conversation with that person and say, hey, I feel like you're disappointed in me, and I feel like you're disappointed in me for X, Y, and Z. And this is why I feel like you're disappointed. Like, give it to them straight and see what they have to say. And it might be totally made up in your head, but face it. Don't be afraid to confront it. It's the harder route, but I highly recommend it. It's not as scary as it seems. What if you're at home these holidays and walking into a New Year's party and someone in your family is like, well, so-and-so has changed? Girl, you're in the right episode, or boy, you're in the right episode, because I have experienced this extremely. I have changed a lot as an individual. Most people have. A lot of people haven't. Whether you have changed or you haven't, good on ya. But the only constant in life is change. So I don't ever not want to change, but that's just my outlook on life. That's just how I see things. So when my family is like, you've changed. Yeah, I have changed. I'm different than I used to be. I used to be kind of a doormat. I used to be a people pleaser. I used to just go with the flow. Like I was rowdy and mouthy and just like my feral fucking self. You know me, I can't not be myself, but I have changed a lot, and I have grown a lot, and I have changed my mind, and I have changed my ways, and I have changed my life. I mean, from the outside looking in, I look completely different. And from the inside looking out, I look very different, because I view things and people and places and life just very, very different than I ever did when I was growing up. So if your family is with you on the holidays and they say that you've changed, remember that change, especially in a family dynamic, a lot of times is just a reflection, and it should be a reflection for you, that it's self-respect. This is how I expect myself to show up now. This is what I expect in return. And everybody says, don't have expectations, don't have expectations. Oh, I love that. I'm like, I do have expectations, okay? I expect myself to show up a certain way and treat people a certain way and act a certain way and be who the fuck I am. And I expect you to do the same. If you do things to me and you speak to me and you treat me in a certain way that I'm not okay with, and that I wouldn't treat you with that kind of disrespect, I certainly won't tolerate it for myself. So remember, when you're getting those feelings or people are like, oh, you've changed. If it's a negative connotation and people aren't rooting on your change, it's cool. It's okay. It's kind of like the last thing. It's a reflection of them. They might not be happy with your change because you changed your role in their life. And it's bananas to me that people have to deal with this during the holidays, because you might not be around these people very often. You might be around these people all the time and have to deal with this. It might just be the holiday season that it's coming up, So just remember that it's okay to be misunderstood. It's okay to feel misunderstood. Does it suck? Yes. Do you get a bad rep for it? Sometimes, Because sometimes it's not as fluffy as people would like it to be. It's not as soft. It's not as, well, maybe you're just not a soft kind of person. Maybe you're feral, okay? But it's okay to be misunderstood. And again, like the last thing, my advice is just to have those conversations. Have the tough conversation. Be honest. I'm an aggressive lover, so I come off that way. I mean well, but I'm blunt and I have a sharp tongue, and it's something that I've had to work on my entire life. I don't even know if it's getting better at this point. It might be getting worse. I might be going backwards. Don't listen to me at all. No, I'm just kidding. But it's okay to be misunderstood. And a lot of times that misunderstanding is just misconstrued for the self-respect that you have for yourself. You might be wondering how you can honor traditions without resenting them per se. And maybe I think my advice for doing that would be to honor those traditions with those family members in their space, in their homes. So if it's Santa, if it's Elf on the Shelf, if it's having roast beef for Christmas Eve dinner instead of steak and lobster, whatever it is, whatever those traditions are for you guys, celebrate it in their home their way. But when you're at your home and you're hosting and you're with your family, be like, hey, I'm hosting this year. We're going to do it my way. So that way you don't have to resent it and you don't feel forced to incorporate a tradition that you're not super about anymore. Respect it on their end and you can celebrate with them their way. But then when the role is reversed and you're celebrating in your home and you're inviting them over as your guest, celebrate your tradition your way. A lot of times this holiday season, I've asked myself, is it possible for me to be grateful and want something different? And I've found, even just by sitting on this episode with you guys, that the answer is yes, you absolutely can. You can be grateful and want something different. I am grateful for my life. I'm grateful for my friends and my family and everything that I have and everything that I've learned. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. God, why am I such a cry sack? This is like 2 for 2. I don't need to get emotional. I'm grateful because I have such an amazing life and I've worked so hard to get where I am, and I have made so many sacrifices, and I've lost friends and relationships and so many things along the way to get here, but it's been a beautiful ride. So I think being grateful for everything that we have, all the gifts that we're given. And I'm not talking about gifts like presents from Santa or from our friends and our family, but like the gift of life, to wake up every single day and know you have a whole new day, a whole new chance, a whole new opportunity. The sun has risen and you can literally start every single day brand new if you want to. And that is something to be grateful for in itself. And be grateful that you have somebody to go home to, and be grateful that you have a friend to text or someone to call or family to spend with on the holidays, because that is a beautiful, beautiful thing all on its own. And it's also okay to want different things and say, hey, maybe I don't want to go home for the holiday, or maybe I don't want to buy people gifts, or maybe I don't want to even receive a gift. Maybe I don't want to do anything at all, and I just want to be on my couch and I just want to watch a Christmas movie in peace. That's okay too. So yes, you can be grateful and want something different at the same time, and you're not less of a person for wanting that. And you're not more of a person either. You're just a fucking person. And it's totally okay to feel that way. And screw the judgment or what anyone has to say. Whether they love you or they hate you, they're still talking about you, okay? So you must mean something to them. So if you want to be alone on the holiday, be alone. If you want to soak up the gratitude and gift give and be around the Christmas tree and celebrate the holidays, you can do that too. But just don't, I think it's absolutely okay, and you absolutely can feel grateful and want to do something different this year. And you might do the same thing next year. You might be back on the Santa train and Santa's little helper and just partying it up. I don't know. But yes, you can have both. Gratitude and change are abundant, okay? They don't run out. Period, point blank. And absolutely don't feel guilty for resting. If you are the person who skipped the holidays and was like, I just want to focus on me, I just want to relax, I just want to crack open a drink and be at home and order Uber Eats, whatever your holiday looks like that's different this year, if you just want to rest and you just want to soak up the time off from work and not do shit, fabulous. Do that. Don't feel guilty for that. That is growth in itself, because a lot of people feel like they have to be with someone for the holidays and they have to be around family and they have to hit every single holiday party and have every holiday outfit and just to the nines. You don't have to do anything. Just don't feel guilty for choosing rest. I guess that's part of adulting. So whatever age you are and you decided to skip and rest and choose yourself this holiday, first of all, I'm proud of you. Second of all, you should be proud of yourself, and abso-freaking-lutely don't feel guilty for that. All in all, I want you guys to leave this episode knowing that you don't owe anybody an explanation. You don't need to punish yourself for evolving. You don't need to earn rest. And you don't need to explain yourself to people who only knew the version of you that was living in survival mode. That's the past you. That's the old you. You're no longer surviving. You're now thriving in your life. And if you feel like you're still in survival mode, I hope this episode helped you realize that you need to move forward into your thriving era. So give the gifts this holiday. Whether they're physical gifts, they're surprise gifts, they're Santa gifts, they're love gifts, they're affirmations, they're support. Give the gifts. That's what the holidays are for. And giving the gift of care and love and genuine give a damn is probably the most important one. Support the people that you love. Show up for yourself too. Give the gift back to you by showing up for you. Because if you don't show up for yourself first, you cannot possibly show up for anyone else that you love either. You just can't. Ask me how I know. Shit, ask me how I know. I have done it for years and it just doesn't work out. You're always going to come back to you. So give the gift of love to yourself first before you give it to everyone else this holiday season. Keep the peace if you want to. Fine, I hear you. But leave the guilt at the table. We're not taking that shit with us when we go. It 100, 1,000, 2,000% does not get to come with you into the new year. All in all, I love you all, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed sharing with you. I hope that you had a fabulous Christmas Eve and a fabulous Christmas Day yesterday. I will see you guys next Friday, which is, I don't know what next Friday is. Is it a holiday? When is New Year's Eve? When is New Year's Day? I don't know, but I will see you guys on another Feral Friday very soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. You guys know where to find me. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Savana_Montana. Follow the show on all platforms at Feral the Podcast. Wherever you're watching, whether it's YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, social media, leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you think. Let me know how your holidays are. If you guys want to share some holiday drama, some crazy holiday Christmas tea of your own, please spill the tea and email me your stories at feral@savannahmontana.com. I will read them directly and they might just show up on the show. So I really, really hope that you guys share. If you had any craziness happen to you, please let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe to the show. Leave your comments. Give me 5 stars if you love being a part of Feral. I love having you guys here. I hope you guys had happy holidays, and I will see you next Friday. In the meantime, stay feral. Mwah! I love you. Bye. Happy holidays! Let me tell you who the fuck I think I am. You got a minute? Wow.